Hey, what's up guys? This is Ryan and this is a 3-month update on my recovery after a full rupture and surgical repair of my left patellar tendon. I had surgery about 3 months ago. I've been trying to put out a video about once a week. Some of you guys have been following along. Anybody who's new here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna keep trying to put out videos about once a week. Hopefully I'm making progress every week and I can share it with you. So at the 3-month mark, just a couple days ago, I went back, I saw my doctor, really only for about the second or third time since surgery. He was really happy with my progress. I ran his thumb up and down my tendon, thought that it felt pretty strong. He really has been kind of conservative, I feel like, in treatment. But when I went in a couple days ago, he said I could basically knock myself out with whatever strength exercises that I wanted. The only limitation being no explosive exercises, so no jumping, no running. That was basically it. So I've got a little bit of a new kind of strength program put together. I actually did it this morning. I'm going to show that just in a minute or two here at the end of the video. I'll run through that completely. The other thing that I talked about with the doctor was when I went back 6 weeks ago, I couldn't straighten my knee all the way out when I flex it like that. And I'm a little closer now. I'm not quite there. He thought that was totally normal. He said you can get some scar tissue underneath on the fat pad there, and that sometimes you're just limited there. So he thinks that that'll progress over time. My knee still has a little bit of swelling. He also said that's totally normal. It is going down. I notice, every day or two, I notice a little bit of an improvement there. My legs, the muscles in my legs, it might not be very noticeable on video, but it definitely is a little bit more muscle mass in that leg. It's a long ways from catching up, but it is making progress. Range of motion wise, I am making progress there. I have not been back to physical therapy since last week. I go next week. I was 114 degrees active range of motion. I've made some progress, and so I'm hoping to hit my goal. I'm hoping to hit 125 when I go back next week. I'll keep you updated on that. Day to day, everything's getting better. I'm moving around well. I spent the last couple days pulling the engine out of my car because, as luck would have it, when you haven't gone to work in almost 4 months, your car breaks down. So I'm working on that. I've been able to do it, probably about half of the work that I would normally be able to do in a day. I'm able to do that. As far as my strength routine, let's go through that. One of the things that I'll mention is basically everything that I do in my routine starts and ends on the exercise bike. So I'm normally doing that for probably somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes during my warm up. And then usually in between each set of every exercise, I'm doing about 90 seconds on the bike. If you're doing exercises at home, if you don't have a bike, I would definitely recommend getting one. Just like me, if you've got this injury, you're probably out of work, and so going out and spending money on stuff is no fun. But you could probably find one on Marketplace for almost free. That's a lot of people. It's one of those things a lot of people will get and get rid of. So I would definitely recommend getting one if you're going through this. So exercise-wise, after my warm-ups, I have a couple. I usually just do some leg lifts, kind of almost more warm-ups. Standard, just laying, straight leg lifts, and then side leg lifts. After that, I move on. I have a couple balancing exercises I do where I'm standing on my injured leg, and I have one where I stand, and I raise my good leg straight out in front of me, straight out to the side, and straight behind me. And then following that, I do where I'm leaning over, bending over, and balancing on my bad leg and touching something that's out in front of me and then to each side. Both of those I don't do for reps, I do for time. I usually do 90 seconds and then 90 seconds on the bike in between. And I do three times 90 seconds on each of those exercises. After that, I'm doing an RDL, so essentially a deadlift. I do 3 sets of 10 this morning. I think I did 115 pounds. And then when I'm doing my deadlifts, I'm usually doing those with this. I really like to do like a clean and jerk, and so Usually doing those with about the same grip and stance that I would do with a clean and jerk. So a lot of people are doing deadlifts. It's slightly different. So 3 sets of 10, 90 seconds on the bike in between each set. After the deadlift, I'm doing a box squat, which I've kind of talked about before. This one I did with the bar, and I don't know the degree of bend, but probably I'm on a 22-inch box. Some of that's going to be dictated by how much bend you've got in your knee and how tall you are. So box squats, 3 sets of 10 with the bar, 90 seconds on the bike in between. After that, I do a step up. I'm stepping up onto about an 8-inch step. It's just a couple bumper plates that I've got stacked on top of my deadlifting platform. Again, I'm doing 3 sets of 10. I'm hoping to each week, I'm hoping to kind of raise the height on that as I get more range of motion and more comfort in my knee. After the step ups, I do a step down. It's not quite as high as the step up, so it's about 5 inches versus 8. The step down is actually probably the most uncomfortable exercise that I'm doing. Just the motion of stepping down off a step puts quite a bit of strain on your knee. The discomfort's not really in the patellar tendon so much as just outside of it in the knee itself. But you are putting a lot of strain on your knee in that motion. That's why walking downstairs is so hard after a knee injury, or especially after any knee injury, basically. And so I'm doing about 5 inches there. Typical stair, I think, is anywhere from about 6 inches up to about 7.5 inches. And so I'm not quite to the point of walking downstairs comfortably. I can kind of do it. It's not perfect. But hopefully within a few weeks, I'll be walking downstairs well. After the step downs, I have a couple banded exercises that I've shown in my videos before, just essentially like a seated leg curl, and then sort of a standing knee drive. I do those, same thing, 3 sets of 10. I do a single-legged calf raise, and I try to do that really without even, I'm really just holding on to the upright next to me for balance, just like the other exercises, 3 sets of 10, 90 seconds on the bike. After the calf raise, I go outside and I do a couple laps up and down the hill, which is my driveway. I'm probably doing about a 300-yard stretch, and then I don't really have an amount on that. It's kind of the last thing I'm doing, and so I typically just do that until till my knee is kind of aching. Then back inside one more time on the bike, and then sit down and stretch it out, and then I'm totally done. So I did that routine a couple days ago. My knee was aching pretty good afterwards. I did it just this morning before filming this video, and aching a little bit less, so I think it's feeling even better. And hoping to do that for another week or two and sort of less discomfort in the knee, maybe a little deeper on the squats, maybe a little higher on the step ups. I'll definitely put my progress in the videos going forward. Hopefully you got something out of this video, and then you'll be willing to stick around and watch some of my other videos. I'll see you next time.